Good morning, traders. It is Tuesday, the 21st of March, 2023, and this is your opening bell with me, Adam Harris. So, there's very little high-impact economic calendar news scheduled for today. I've got some out of Europe at 12:30, which is President Lagarde speaking, and then some US existing home sales where there's, it's going to be interesting to see if those drop. We'll see if there's going to be any kind of how the home sales are doing in terms of the economy. And then if I have a look at earnings, very little, again, very dry. We've got GameStop, which you'll be familiar with. We've got Kingfisher and then Nike. And then dividends, we've got Broadcom, Eaton, Vance, Credit Suisse, interesting, and Seagate. That's pretty much it. So it's a very, very quiet on the on that front of things. When I have a look at the markets, one of the things that I'm expecting today is gold is pretty much overextended. It's overpriced. I'm looking for gold to attempt to have a bit of a correction, possibly coming down to the latest resistance areas or support areas, recent highs. Silver as well. When I look at currencies, it seems as though we've got, we've got euro, Aussie dollar, Kiwi. We've got pushing back against the dollar yen, still coming down, potentially sitting right at support. I want to see what happens with that support level. Then when I move across and have a look at the US indices, a lot of them have finished strong yesterday, so I'm curious to see if they push higher. But when I look at the last 5 or 6 candles on, say, the Dow, I see a couple of really bullish candles. They were holding at that 32,000 level. And so I want to see if the market follows through and pushes high. And if it does, it might actually be able to push up a little bit towards, say, almost towards that 32,700, 800 level. So that's something I'm quite curious about, for at least for the Dow. The DAX as well, we're going to see that has produced a nice bullish candle on a level of support. And if the markets are considering what's been happening with the banks lately as some form of QE, they may well actually respond bullishly to that, which is quite interesting. Bonds, treasuries as well, I found they've struggled a bit with resistance. Other than that, just looking at cryptos, some of the cryptos that are very overextended. Bitcoin, for example, is very close to a resistance level around 28,000. It's also overextended, similar to gold, and it might just take a bit of a breather today. So there's going to be a little bit of back and forth depending on which market you're looking at. Some of the markets are overextended on the weekly and the daily, as well as the 4 hourly, so they're definitely overdue for some form of a correction. And so there could be some bit of choppiness on that, or the markets could temporarily just retrace for a couple of days. And so yeah, that's it. So there should be some nice, decent market moves. Not too, the volatile news is really going to be over on Wednesday. That's tomorrow. And then we'll deal with what happens over the rest of the week at that time. So thank you very much and have a great day.